No, I've talked about this a lot on my channel before, and about confidence and how it's confidence is a very misunderstood concept. And I think another thing that some people I've talked about confidence a lot before, but one thing I've never talked about is the fact that it's relatively fluid. Like it moves. A lot of people, when they say confidence, either they feel like either you have it or you don't, but it can be both, honestly, because you are more than one thing as a human being. You as an individual is a lot of little things. All these little facts and details all swarm together to form the collective you, but you yourself cannot be defined by any one thing about you, which is why confidence can be such a fluid terminology. Because, like, when it comes to dating, like, I have very little confidence in my ability to attract a woman to me, because I know that I'm not that good looking. I'm not very suave, debonair. I don't really speak very eloquently when I'm with like in when in we're talking to other people. Yeah, I'm struggling just talking to this camera right now, and so I don't have confidence in that aspect of my personality, but that doesn't mean I don't have any confidence at all, because I am very confident in my intelligence, especially my creative intelligence. I know I'm a great writer, and I've written hundreds of stories in my lifetime. And not only have I written that many, but most of them are pretty damn good too. And so I have confidence. People say that I lack confidence, but no, it's and I don't think they understand what they're saying when they say that. I think most people don't really. The concept it doesn't necessarily exist in their brain. It's just kind of one of those things where, like, we just don't stop to think about it. They just say, "Oh, he's so confident because he walks with pride." But just because he has confidence in his walk and his ability to look good does not necessarily mean he has confidence in his intelligence and his ability to solve a math equation. You can be a fairly confident person in certain areas of your personality, but not in others. Just like with intelligence, intelligence comes in so many different forms. I've been surrounded by people who most of my life, like, I consider them to be average. Like, I was born with just above average intelligence. I was born with a natural ability to absorb and retain knowledge, but I never really had the chance to cultivate it. I grew up in the Texas public education system, and it's not that great of a system, unfortunately. And so I just never really had a chance to cultivate my knowledge. And so, even though I am naturally intelligent, I don't have a lot of what would, like, scientific or book smarts. I don't understand string theory or quantum mechanics. That doesn't mean I can't. I would, but I feel like my intelligence could relatively be on the same level as many of those scientists. But it's just I've never had a chance to grow to that level with the was it the left or the right that was creative? In, like, the analytical side of my brain, whichever one that was, it never had the chance to really be nurtured and taught properly. I feel like before I was even 10 years old, I already felt like I had already learned just about everything I needed to survive in the world. And from that point on, I just kind of skated through on what I already knew. And, but at the same time, when it comes to, like, a creative intelligence, I feel like I'm one of the best storytellers on the planet right now. And I say that just in complete honesty. I think I'm a really great storyteller. There are very few people who I would consider on my level in that area. And a lot of people there have been debates about how Mozart, and with all the compositions that he created, many would say that, many would argue that his IQ could possibly have been even higher than Einstein's. And just so, yeah, confidence comes in many forms and in different areas. Intelligence comes in many forms and in different areas. And I think the hardest part about life in general, and having to explain different things to different people, is that, like, everything is just all very relative. And it's people just try to look at the general umbrella of something and try to determine all the little facts based on the general umbrella, when it really is more, it's better to be the exact opposite, but even that is flawed in itself. You just need to look at each individual and each individual part of each individual as an individual and their individual parts. This probably makes absolutely no sense to you. I hope it makes some sense to you, but it makes sense in my head. I don't know if I'm articulating it correctly, but yeah, those are just some things that have been running through my head this weekend.